The real question is, can it natively play games like Wheel of Fortune Adventures, or does it perhaps have an H700 chip built right into it? Well, with that question in mind, let's go ahead and do an unboxing to take a look and find out. Hey, the one I'm holding right now is a white model. Besides this white one, it also comes in two other fantastic colors, so you can choose whichever one you truly like best. The overall appearance design of the controller is quite nice, and up top you have its screen. Let's set this aside for a moment and see what accessories are included. Right below it is the user manual, which actually provides quite a comprehensive and rather detailed explanation of everything. Next, we have a USB-A to USB-C charging data cable. It's a pretty standard inclusion. At the bottom, there's an accessory mount that's designed to clip directly onto the controller, enabling you to securely attach your phone. This mount also features an extendable mechanism for added versatility. There's a pair of mushroom-shaped thumbstick extenders and a 2.4G adapter too. Now let's grab the controller and examine it in more detail, shall we? From the front, you can see it's covered by an acrylic layer. The grip of this controller, the way it feels in your hand, and its button layout are all exactly like an Xbox controller. The acrylic cover on the front here is removable. You just have to pull out the D-pad first to get it off. The acrylic cover is designed with a magnetic attachment, allowing for easy removal when needed. And then, with the cover removed, you're able to clearly see the vibration motors located on both the left and right sides of the device. Now, observing its D-pad, we can clearly see that it's a pivot-style design, utilizing light touch switches for precise directional inputs. The tactile feel of the controller is actually quite good. The joysticks are capacitive, and they're encircled by durable anti-wear rings. Additionally, the joysticks themselves feature metal rings for added longevity. The ABXY buttons utilize precise mechanical microswitches, ensuring a crisp and responsive press. The shoulder buttons utilize a light touch switch mechanism. The trigger buttons are linear sliding triggers and feature a dual toggle system, allowing them to be individually activated or deactivated as needed. On the back we have 4 expansion buttons, M1, M2, M3 and M4. I noticed that M1 and M3 have an anti-slip texture, but M2 and M4 are different as they don't have that anti-slip grip. You can also see the controller's battery is quite large. It's a 2100 mAh battery, whereas most controller batteries are under 1000 mAh. Up top here, as we saw earlier, there's a mount for clipping on your phone to play, and right next to that, there's the charging port. The select and home buttons are all conveniently located at the very bottom. There's also a sensor here on the right side, which I'll be sure to tell you all about in a bit. Let's go ahead and flip the switch to turn it on. Oh hey, look at that! There's a screen right here on this thing. Let's see what features and functions this small screen actually has. I'll also be checking out that button on the back of the controller. I see 8 options: mode switching, pairing, configuration, calibration, screen brightness, language switching, button test, and health. It doesn't seem to support direct point-to-point adventure gaming. First, let's take a look at its mode switching. There are 5 modes available, and this particular one is for Xbox. And the second one is a mode specifically designed for older emulators or classic games. It supports Switch mode, Android, and iOS, so it truly covers a wide array of devices. You can essentially use it to play across all those platforms. By default, there are 5 preset configurations. All 5 of these configurations can automatically map our buttons, enabling full customization. Both the left and right triggers can have their dead zones and travel adjusted. Then, regarding the joysticks, you can adjust both the joystick dead zone and its curve. There are 4 options available for this: default, instant, delayed, and high performance. You can see that the joystick curves are also different for each. Next up is the motion control. You can map its functions to either the left or right joystick. For instance, if you're engrossed in a driving game, you can effortlessly map these controls directly to your left stick, allowing you to intuitively steer and play just like that. Vibration. The vibration intensity can also be adjusted, so everyone, take a listen to its vibration. There are 4 levels of vibration intensity. Calibration is divided into joystick, trigger, and motion control calibration. Moreover, the screen brightness can also be adjusted depending on the ambient environment. The button test is simply for checking the functionality of the buttons. Now for the last item, let's look up here. To the right of the ANBERNIC logo, there's a Bluetooth icon, and to the right of that, there's a small heart icon. I don't know if you could see it earlier. It works through. Look, on the right side, there's a flashing green light. It's a health monitoring feature that can track your heart rate. So what's the use of tracking your heart rate? We can adjust a specific threshold, and then we'll be able to observe the results. The current threshold is set to 140. We'll soon see what my normal heart rate is, and then adjust it lower. Just give it 15 seconds, and it should then be able to accurately detect my heart rate. Alright, so you can see here that my heart rate is 78 beats per minute. I'll try to move around a bit more, and we'll see if that changes my heart rate. My heart rate should probably increase, don't you think? Oh, it's really going up now. It's climbing, climbing, climbing. It's already reached 84. And just like that, the controller begins to vibrate immediately. For instance, when you're playing certain horror games, it really enhances the immersive experience, making it much more impactful. Or for example, if you're playing some driving games, once you reach that specific threshold, the controller will vibrate. But it also has some history. We can take a look at its historical heart rate. Every 10 minutes or so, it will display a curve here on the screen. The main benefit of this screen is that you can adjust settings independently without being bound to an application, like having to connect to your phone or Bluetooth. You can adjust it directly from the screen. Now let's check the joystick polling rate. With 2.4G, it provides a 1000 Hz polling rate. The triggers are 256 level linear triggers. There are no motors in the triggers. The default version has no dead zone, and as you can see, no noticeable snap in the center. The joystick centers very precisely and accurately, hitting the mark perfectly. We're going to adjust it to the no dead zone mode right now. Alright, now it's become even more incredibly sensitive and responsive, offering a heightened level of precision. So, we'll map this feature to the left joystick. With just a slight tap, it will directly respond to our movements, allowing us to accurately steer the vehicle left and right with precision and control, perfectly mimicking the in-game action and enhancing the immersive experience of driving. Regarding the motion control, we can set it to the shooting mode for a more immersive experience. Let's map it to the right stick. Alright, now we can go ahead and... Alright, so now we can just operate it in this manner, just like this. This is a little bit easier for aiming compared to using the joystick. The sensitivity can also be adjusted, and we can easily configure it within the settings menu. The motion controls and their sensitivity, we can totally fine-tune those settings. Right now, the sensitivity isn't cranked up as high as it could be. It's compatible with either a Nintendo Switch or the Switch 2. Let's adjust it to Switch mode and see it in action. Alright, it's connected and working perfectly now. And now, let's take a closer look at the motion controls. We'll examine the feel and responsiveness in detail. Everything's working just fine, as it should be. Now, let's put it to sleep one more time and see if it can successfully wake the console from that state. It's probably not going to work to wake up the Switch 2, so let's try to see if we can wake up the Switch instead. I mean, it's worth a shot, right? As you can see, it also doesn't seem to wake the Switch. But of course, when it's connected to its own handheld console, it is perfectly controllable. And if you simply long press this specific back button, the 2G front end will seamlessly pop up for you to perform various operations. And then, by long pressing that same back button once again, you can easily exit the 2G front end. If we connect it to a TV, then we'll be able to. In other words, with your system's compact handheld console, we can then use this controller as player 1, player 2, or even player 3 for the game. Within this configuration, once a button is pressed, it can be directly mapped. For example, with the M button, we can execute special moves or record a combo. Then, just press the M1 button once more, and it will automatically execute the entire combo sequence for you, without requiring any further input. So, let's just go ahead and take it apart and see if that H700 processor is truly nestled within this device. The screws have now been removed, so let's examine the interior. These are the 4 back keys, along with the 2100 mAh battery, and the positive and negative terminals that are usually intended for the vibration motors. And over here, this is the main board for the display. And you can take a look at all the different buttons on it, including the D-pad and so on. The mechanical micro switches move slightly. The light touch switches and everything, the tactile feel is actually quite impressive. You can also clearly see its capacitive joystick, which I believe they refer to as Kylin. We diligently searched, but to our surprise, we couldn't find any trace of an H700 processor. It appears that without the H700, this device simply can't generate any vibration, can it? So, ultimately, its initial launch price was 269 yuan. After observing its internal performance and what it offers, what are your thoughts on it? Its functionality is quite comprehensive. Considering its broad compatibility, it seamlessly integrates with iOS, Android, Linux, their proprietary Android handheld consoles, as well as devices like the Switch and Switch 2, among others. It also boasts a rather pleasing aesthetic, and with its customizable macros, along with this heart rate sensor that allows you to detect your heart rate, that's a pretty interesting and useful feature. You can even set a threshold for it, providing haptic feedback, which could actually come in quite handy when playing certain horror games, adding to the immersive experience. Well, that's all for this video. If you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, and share to show your support. I wish you all a happy day. This is Warn機社. If there's anything else you're curious about, please feel free to leave a comment in the section below.